Hello there everyone and welcome back to our channel. On today's video, I'll be sharing with you psychology and success secrets which nobody has ever told you. So if you are new to our channel, be sure to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified whenever we upload. And also do watch this video until the end to learn and get inspired from this video. Psychological and success secrets. Here are some intriguing facts about it. Thoughts. One of the common causes of failure is the habit of quitting when one is taken by temporary defeat. In fact, one of the main weaknesses of mankind is the word impossible. Remember this lesson. In order to achieve something great, your thoughts, actions, and habits which ultimately have an effect on your outcome. This is why we have to change our mindset from failure consciousness to success consciousness. But before we move on to the next chapters, I have a question for you. Assuming wealth is what you want to accomplish, are you really determined enough and willing to try harder to achieve it, no matter how many times you'll face adversities? Think about it. Chapter 2. Every person who wants to win in anything must be willing to burn his ships and cut all sources of retreat. Only then you will be sure maintaining the state of mind which is essential to success, known as a burning desire. Now, last time we learned about the importance of thoughts, which deeply ties with today's lesson, which is desire, the starting point of all achievements. You're gonna have to pay close attention to what's coming next, because reality is everyone wishes for money, but wishing alone will not bring money. That's just wishful thinking, unless you have a true burning desire. Without burning desire, there will not be motivation or cause for action. Having a burning desire will produce a greater chance for yourself to create wealth, because with that state of mind, you begin on planning on definite ways and means to acquire riches, backing those plans with persistence. Here are the steps in helping you direct your desire to reality. Step number 1. Fix your mind on the exact amount of money you desire. Step 2. Determine exactly what you intend to give in return for that money. Step 3. Establish a day you want to have it achieved. Step number 4. Create a definite plan for carrying out your desire in putting to action. Step number 5. Write out the exact amount of money you intend to acquire and what you're willing to get in return for it. And finally, step number 6. Read out your statement out loud twice daily. As you read, see, feel, and believe yourself in possession of the money. Remember, for true success, desire is crucial, because wishful thinking will result in frustration, and it is this desire that catapults you into action that brings results. Desire pushes you out of your comfort zone, because when you desire something, you will not sit idly without doing everything possible to attain the object of your desire. What is the second step to riches? It's actually called faith. Why is having faith so vital and so important to be part of the steps to riches? On the previous video, we learned about having a burning desire as one of the steps to riches. For a burning desire to come true, you must have faith that it is possible and it will come true. When you truly have faith and a desire and believe it will come true, it starts manifesting in its own physical self. If you really define the word faith, it means having complete trust or confidence in someone or something. It's absolutely essential to have confidence in something that you're actually doing to reach your goal, especially during hard times, because other times losing confidence will make you quit, and that's game over. That's why it's important how to practice positive visualization, which is expressed in one of these chapters as quote, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." And here's a simple example of that. When someone sees himself in a negative way and communicates negative beliefs to his subconscious mind, he will end up living a negative life. On the other hand, someone who is positive and sees himself as successful and visualizes his desire being fulfilled will have a greater chance of eventually reaching success and wealth life. Remember this. whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Chapter 4. Did you know the subconscious mind is like a giant vast library of all your memories? In fact, this is a place where all your choices are determined on how you respond to life and how you make important decisions. Strong emotions such as fear, desire, and urges all stems from the subconscious mind, which largely affects how you see the world and your place in it. If you compare the power of your conscious mind to your subconscious mind, your consciousness is extremely limited compared to your subconsciousness. The conscious mind is only a small fraction of your mental capacity that governs your awareness through your 5 main senses, such as sight, hearing, taste, touch, and smell. The subconscious mind is where all the majority of your total mental capacity is used for registering everything behind the scene. As we talked about, your life is experienced mainly through your 5 senses, which is sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. All these main 5 senses contribute to the formation of new thoughts, which later gets processed and filtered by your consciousness before it enters into your subconsciousness. The conscious mind serves as an outer guard filter which either lets your thoughts pass or be rejected before entering into your subconscious mind. Once the thought reaches into the subconscious mind, it gets planted like a seed and cultivates over time, ultimately influencing your behavior, emotions, and future actions. Now, here are some very simple practical ways of how you can actively do this. The first way is using personal affirmations. This is what we just talked about. You can use your phone, computer, piece of paper to write down your goal and have it where you can clearly see it every day. You can do this like having a background on your computer or sticky notes on your refrigerator. The second way is using reminders, which is one of the ways to do this is using your phone. You can set up a daily reminder to remind yourself to think about your goals. Reminding yourself several times per day helps train your brain refocus on the right things. Chapter 5. Successful people in all callings never stop acquiring specialized knowledge related to their major purpose, business, or profession. Those who are not successful usually make the mistake of believing that gaining knowledge stops after they finish school, and just because Henry Ford left school earlier didn't mean his education stopped. Did you know? If you break down the word educate, it is right from the Latin word educo, which means to draw out and to develop from within. School has its own importance of learning valuable information that can later assist you, but once you completed school, you must understand that whatever profession you choose to get into, you will have to accept the truth that a full lifetime of learning and developing yourself will never end if you want to provide value to the world with your own business or profession. So you really need to understand that Henry Ford, for the most part, focused on acquiring specialized knowledge instead of just general knowledge. It's important to constantly learn and get better at new relevant skills as technology and everything else is always evolving. Like FX Major, if you find something you can get better at, something specific and in demand, this sets you apart from the crowd to being in a better spot and being in more control of charging a higher price for your services or products because the demand is higher for your specialized skills. Now, to make this chapter applicable for yourself, first of all, decide on the sort of specialized knowledge you require and the purpose for why it's needed. Secondly, determine the purpose of the knowledge you are seeking, then learn more about this particular sort of knowledge from reliable sources. If your goal requires you to go back to college, then consider it. But if you can learn it yourself, do it. Do it with the intention of gaining the practical knowledge that is needed from dependable sources to help you wanna be, as discussed, in the previous 4 chapters. Again, remember this, as knowledge is acquired. In order for it to become powerful, it must be organized and put into use for a definite purpose through practical plans. Chapter 10. So to start this mastermind, I recommend you follow these 4 simple steps. Step number 1. Align yourself with a mastermind group that consists of people who can help you carry out your plan. Step number 2. Before assembling the group, you need to determine what you can offer them in return for their help in cooperation. Step number 3. Meet with the people at least twice a week or more if possible until a solid plan has been created. Step number 4. Maintain good relations between you and the group at all times. Now then, this brings us to the next point in the chapter, which mentions how just because you have finished crafting a plan doesn't mean that the plan is going to work. There's gonna be bumps along the road, with many a times those initial plans failing, but I also stayed out the process of planning must be continuous and persistent as quote. If the first plan you adopt does not work successfully, replace it with a new plan. If this plan fails to work, replace it in turn with still another, and so on until you find a plan which does work. Temporary defeat should mean only one thing, and that is if your plan fails, go back to the drawing board and keep refining it until a plan works. I hope you all learned from this video. Stay tuned for more.